Hello my beautiful people, welcome to your year ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, I just want to say at this start of a brand new year 2021, a massive, huge, heartfelt thank you from me, from my heart literally to yours, just to say a huge thank you for everything that you guys have helped me build, everything that Reydiant Reality has become. Reydiant Reality has had an amazing, phenomenal year, and I really believe that is down to all of you guys who have made it possible. You know, coupled with my hard work and your love and support, there has literally been it's been like the sky has been the limit. And I know that sounds really cheesy and corny, but it really is true. And I just wanted to put this at the beginning of all videos just to let everybody know that I'm truly, truly grateful, and I feel so much love and gratitude from every single one of you for the love, the support, the likes, the shares, the subscribes, those of you amazing people who, you know, my inner sanctum, the members. It's been really, really an amazing year, and it's been an honor as well to be of service to everybody as best I possibly can. There is so much more to come. As I'm sure you can imagine, there's always something cooking in the cauldron with Rafi, and if you've been with me long enough, you know that that is the case. So I just wanted to say that a massive thank you so much for all of your love, all of your support, all of what you have helped create Reydiant Reality, or what you've helped to make Reydiant Reality into. I started this, you know, this channel, and you guys make it. That's really the kind of, you know, the way that I see it, and I truly, totally believe that that is true. So with all of that said, as always, I wish you an abundance of all that love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance for the new year ahead. Make 2021 your best year yet. Regardless of what happens, there are always ways to strive, there are always ways to thrive, and there are always ways to succeed. All you need to do is ask the universe, and they will be available to you. With that said, let's get into your 2021 taroscope. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Hi Aries, welcome to the overview for your 2021 taroscope with me, Raphael. Let's get into it. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So what we're doing here, we're going to look at all the different sectors of your life. So we've got your actions that you should pursue this year. We've got your money and materials. We've got your business and work, your work and business and career. We've got your love and relations, and we've got the warning card. So what you should avoid, or what it is that you should stay away from. So for your actions that you should pursue this year, you've got the Hanged Man card, which is really interesting, right? So we're talking about an actions card, but an actions position, but we've got a card that is talking about slowing down. It's about embracing your spirituality, and it's also about taking yourself out of the drama triangle. If you don't know what that means, check it out. There's a thing called Karpman's drama triangle. This is a year for you to pull yourself out of anything that does not serve you, anything that asks you to act either outside of what you consider to be your integrity, or something that needlessly, senselessly, or purposefully asks you to put yourself at some sort of detriment. This card can sometimes see us being a little bit of a martyr. So you can see us getting into the poor me, but sometimes it really represents where we give too much, where we are too self-sacrificing. So actions that you should pursue this year are taking yourself out of any connection, collaboration, any situation this year that is going to put you at a loss, or, you know, in the subservient position in any way, shape or form. This is a year for you to pursue freeing yourself from anything like that. This is also a year for you to pursue true spirituality. We're not talking about religion here. We're talking about true spirituality. What does that mean to you? What does it actually look like to you? How does it feel like that is, you know, what is the right way for you to express or experience spirituality? This year, that's what you could be focusing on. For your money and materials, you have the Hermit card, right? So when it comes to finances, it's going to be the practical actions. It's going to be your own ideas, your own ingenuity that's going to help you make, sustain and keep your money. But also, this is a year to find ways to put your money to use, to actual practical use. So this could be investing in things that are going to enhance your knowledge or your skills. This could be you investing in, big pieces of equipment that are going to be relevant to you, that can help you make more money. When it comes to your finances, this is a year to look at and revise your budget. This is a year for you to really be sensible with your money, to think, right, if I'm going to put my money or my cash into this, what's the return going to be? This is not a year to be frivolous with your money. It's a year for you to think about saving, building and investing. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is a year where you really want to pay attention to your diet. This is a year where you really want to pay attention to your daily outlooks and routines. This is where you could be starting an exercise regime. Set yourself a goal at the beginning of this year. Set yourself a goal that, so maybe this could be, right, by the time I get to December, I want to be 2 dress or pant sizes smaller. Whatever it is, set yourself a goal at the beginning and then start to chunk it down, right? This card, the Hermit card, actually represents the sign of Virgo. So all of the stuff that I'm talking about are things that are very much linked to that kind of energy. And then when it comes to your home and environment, this could be a year where you guys are, specifically the Aries, this could be a year where you are figuring out how to start making more money from home, how to start working from home, or how to start having the home work for you in some way as well. It could happen that way. For your business and career, all right, so this is like your work and stuff. You've got the High Priestess, so this is about trusting your intuition. This year you're going to have a little bit of guts behind you, and we're talking about Aries here, so we know that you've got a whole bunch of guts, right? But it's going to be those intuitive pushes and nudges this year that really get you fired up, that really get you excited about what's coming up. When you get those intuitions, when you get those nudges to move ahead with something, this is where you want to pay attention. Now, what do we see here? Whenever I talk about if you've seen my weeklies or my monthlies, I talk about this. When I see the High Priestess, when I see the Hermit card, I always remind people that the Hermit is what you do when the High Priestess has a message for you. So when it comes to the work, when it comes to the business, when it comes to the career, if you want to make more money this year, you're going to have to trust your intuition. You're going to have to take a few, what I call calculated, and I mean, when the Hermit's involved, this is not calculated. This is like planned to the nth degree, to the last detail, right? But this is about taking a very well calculated risk and being ready to move on your intuition when it prods you in a certain direction. The other part of this as well, this could be a year to connect with, work with, or collaborate with women specifically. This could come up for you because it's the High Priestess energy. The other part of this as well, your intuition is a guidance system, right? So it's not just about the moves that you should make. This is also about the moves that you shouldn't make. So you're going to have to really, and it's interesting that you had that develop the spirituality this year as the actions that you should pursue. The more you clearly, the more defined your spiritual path is, the closer you are to the universe. I truly believe that. And when you're close to the universe, this is where you get those nudges, those understandings. This is where your intuition, it comes into that energy of trust that you build between yourself and the universe. So when it comes to the work, if you work for somebody else or you're employed, this is about having the guts to go for that big position. This is about finding out all the hidden bits and bobs that might be going on behind the scenes when it comes to the job. Are there secret promotions? If there is, most companies like to hire in-house. If you hear of it, if you hear of a whisper of something like that, go for it. If your intuition says to you, this could, you're hearing about this for a reason, you've got to follow it. You've got to be ready to move on it. For those of you that have businesses of your own, again, same move, but this is going to be about who you collaborate with. It's going to be about who really is on board and you figuring out how you can work with these people or how you can gain new business in some respect. For your love and relations, you have the Justice card. So this could be an amazing year for a lot of you, right? Remember, the Justice card isn't just about legal things and commitments of that nature. It's very often about commitments, you know, like where you sign on the dotted line. What is marriage? Marriage is ultimately a contract. So when it comes to love and relationships this year, two things come to mind. One is that you really are, remember what we said, this is about learning to be a taker as well as a giver. This is about learning to find the balance in your relationships. It's also about learning to commit to your relationships, to seeing something through, to seeing something out. But on the other level, for those of you that are single, this could absolutely be a year that you meet somebody. For those of you that are in long-term partnerships and relationships, this could be the year where you decide to tie the knot. This could be the year where you decide, you know what, we're going to commit to this and we're going to make it happen. For those of you that are already in relationships, this is about you finding that energy of balance within your relationship and doing what needs to be done, showing up for your partner, but also expecting them to show up for you as well. And when they do, even if it doesn't look exactly as you'd like it to, being in that place of accepting that they are doing or giving what they can, right? And then finally, your warning for the year, right? You have the Wheel of Fortune. So the fact that you have this as a warning card, there's a couple of things that come up. The first one is this year, if you are taking any travel, you want to be really cautious, okay? You just want to be aware, making sure that, you know the area that you're traveling to, making sure that you know, all the usual stuff that you would do, and maybe even a little bit more recon. The other part of this as well, this is not a year for you to rely on luck. The warning here is, remember the Wheel of Fortune is luck, success and abundance and all the rest of it, but it comes up here as your warning card. And what this is saying to you is, do not rely on luck this year. You have to rely on yourself. And I think all of your other cards for the overviews of the different sectors of your life kind of prove that this year. It's going to be more about your direct action. It's going to be more about what you do. It's going to be more about what you initiate, but it's also going to be about what you accept and what you don't accept. And so this is not a year to rely on luck. It's also a year, like I said, if you're traveling this year, just be very cautious. And then finally, I suppose as another warning with the Wheel of Fortune, this would be a moment where, remember, this is the higher karmic law. So this could be a year where you are getting all of your rewards, be they the good things that you've sown in the world or the things that haven't been so conscious, right? So this could be where you get it all back. So just be aware of that. This is a year and a time to truly remain in your integrity. And it's going to be hard because we're under a 5 energy this year. So it's going to be all about freedom, love, sex, drugs, rock and roll. It's going to be about, we're going to see a lot of hedonism this year. I truly believe that as well. But it's about keeping your head and also keeping your integrity within the bounds of that. With that said, that is your overview for the year. Let's get into your 12-month spread. Take care, and I'll see you in a moment. Aries, welcome to your your full year ahead. Oh my God. Put your teeth back in, Hi Aries, welcome to your 2021 Taroscope with me, Raphael. Let's get straight into it. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's see what 2021 has in store for you month by month. For January 2021, you have the World card. Look at this. It's actually the universe in this deck, and it's such a beautiful card, right? So this is your first card out, and this kind of gives you a little hint as to what the whole year is going to be like for you, which is phenomenal, right? So the World card is about a change in status, a change of life. This is about, this kind of suggests that this could be a year where you absolutely come into a completely different way of life or a completely different self. The World card, or the Universe card actually, suggests that not only is your horizons broadening, but the whole world in some respect is going to be feeling this energy. So this this kind of suggests as well, this year you could have your finger on the pulse. You could just have this innate sense of knowing of what's going to happen, what's coming up. Mars, your ruler, is literally coming out of, so it comes out of retrograde and it actually leaves your sign the first week of January, right? So this is forward momentum like we haven't seen for a while, right? This is what's going to be absolutely brilliant about this. So you're feeling vibrant, you're feeling dynamic, and also you're stepping out onto that wider world stage in some respect. This is about you really being ready for what is your personal next level, and this whole year has the ability to take you there. You've just got to be on board for it. So to clarify on that, you have the Page of Pentacles. If you're thinking about starting your own business, if you are thinking now, because the energy in January specifically is not great, this might be that whatever's happening on the wider world stage is affecting business. So that's one way that this could play out. But for you personally, this is you putting all of those finishing touches on something. This is you finishing the book. This is you putting the final touches on that that online course that you wanted to offer to the world. This could be you deciding, right, okay, now I'm actually ready, right? So I'm going to go about getting the paperwork. I'm going to speak to who I need to speak to. This is about you stepping forward with something that you have been working on really hard behind the scenes. And January, it kind of suggests that you're stepping forward with this, but like I said, because the energy of January is going to be a little bit terse, maybe it's not the best month to move ahead with this, but certainly putting those finishing touches on it and bursting out into the year. And you know what? I'm actually going to take that back. You have the World card here, right? You've also got the Page of Pentacles, which suggests that whatever it is that you're stepping forward with, it's a soul calling in some respect. It feels like something you are supposed to be doing. And if that is the case, you go ahead with it, right? Don't worry about what the energy of the world is saying. When it is your time, when fortune, the world, the universe decides that it is your time, there is nothing or no one that can hold you back. So whatever you're ready to launch out into the world, you go on with it, all right? For February 2021, you have the Hierophant card. So this is where you're likely to meet the red tape, the bureaucracy. This could be where you are having to interact, like whatever you're launching in January, February is where you're having to put the finishing details on, or where you're actually having to either sign the documents, maybe to get the license in place. This tends to be where you meet the red tape, right? Where you're going to have to play by the rules or play by the book. The other thing with the Hierophant card as well, I very often talk about this being a card of, in some respects, initiation. This is you being welcomed into that next level in some respect, but it can also be where you are interacting with bigger entities than just yourself. So this could be, you aligning with a governing body. It could be you, talking to or working with or alongside the government in some way, shape or form. Or maybe it will see you disagreeing with them and having to go toe to toe with them. Now, one thing you want to be clear of, this year we do have a Mercury retrograde in February because it's going to be in Aquarius. So just something to be aware of. And remember, Mercury is very rarely, it's not really ever that far away from the sun. So wherever the sun is, you're likely to have Mercury as well. All right. And usually like no more than a sign more forward. So to couple or to aid that, we have the Death card on top of the Hierophant card. This is very interesting. If you haven't seen them, be sure to check out. If you know what your life path number is, I did a whole series of 2021 readings for the life path numbers. If you don't know what your life path number is, there's a video in that playlist that will help you calculate it so that you can watch your video, right? But with that said, the month of February, I kept seeing something come up. January I knew was going to be a challenge because it came up for basically every single life path number. And now here in February, I'm not going to call it just to say, that's what it is, but we're going to see some questions around government in February. It could be that we are losing somebody who works in government. So, somebody that works in government or is, a very public figure. We could see the death or the fall of a very public figure come February. Now, on a personal note, This could be you literally fighting against something, and it might be you saying, right, you know what, if I can't go around this, if I can't do it this way, then I'm going to find a way to circumvent you, or I'm going to go above or beyond you. So this could see you, you know, February could be a tense month for you guys, and it might see you having to really fight a battle. You just need to decide what is the right battle for you to fight, what is worth it and what is not. All right. For March 2021, you have the Temperance card. So this is great because March suggests not only is it a much easier month, and for those of you that are celebrating your birthday in March, a happy damn birthday to you. I truly hope that it brings you all that you can hope for and more. Remember, on the day of your solar return, you want to fill that day with a little bit of everything you want this whole year ahead to have for you. The Temperance card suggests that not only is it an easier time for you, but you're also coming into your own. There's a sense here of righting a wrong, or being able to, something's being balanced out, right? So whatever it is that you had to give way to or let go of, or maybe even find a way to circumvent in February, March will see you coming into your own, or it will see that the boost or the assistance that you need in some respect. For wow. On top of that, you have the Hierophant card. So for a few of you, this could be you visiting somebody in a hospital. And the reason I say this is because you've got a double hit of the Hierophant card, but you also right next to it have the, you've obviously got the Temperance card there as well. That suggests a healing journey of some sort. Now, funnily enough, I don't get the sense that this is your healing journey. I get the sense that this is somebody that you are assisting on their healing journey. Now, the other part of this is as well, you could be interacting with healthcare professionals in some way, shape or form. For some of you, maybe, you know, maybe you're doing this on somebody else's behalf, and that's how you're supporting them. Just something for you to be aware of. You know, it's come up very, very strongly. And remember, the Hierophant is always, it's what's considered the status quo. It's what's considered the, you know, the rule or the law of the land, so to speak. And this comes up for you in a really powerful way. For April, for those of you that are celebrating this month, again, happy damn birthday to you. You have the Tower card, right? So everything that you have known, everything that you have done up until this point is up for review. There is a big change or evolution, or possibly even some shocking realization that's coming in for you around birthday season. So, you know, again, fill that day with everything that you want to have in the next 12 months ahead. The other thing with the Tower card as well, sometimes this can really see, it can see us gaining information that is very shocking, or maybe even in some respects off-putting or destabilizing. And to couple that, you have the King of Swords, right? So two things. The first one, there's some big realization about your career or your work or your business that's happening in April. This is something that you need to be aware of. You're going to have to think on your toes. You're going to have to think outside the box. The other thing is as well, because the Tower card has that very Uranian energy, and also a very Martian energy as well. This could be you either interacting with a legal body or a legal professional, but it could also see you interacting with somebody of an Aquarian nature as well, that's going to help you figure out how to change what you're doing, whether this is changing your work, changing your industry, changing your career altogether. There is a big change on the horizon for you in April. So, you know, as we come into that birthday season, there is a really grand rewrite that is taking place for you. Very, very powerful stuff. Excuse me. For May 2021, you have the Devil card, right? So May is going to see you asking yourself, what is it that you're hanging on to that is probably not worth its weight in gold, you know, or probably not worth its weight at all. The other thing is as well, this could see you working really, really hard, either to finish something or to complete something. But either which way, this is going to see you having to work very hard, either to wrap something up or to get past something, or even just to phase it out and to let it go. This comes up with the Four of Pentacles. So your money and materials specifically, like when it comes to your finances, you want to be really sure about what it is that you're putting your money into. This could be a time where you're either having to dip into your savings for some reason. And, you know, again, because it is the Devil card, you want to make sure that whatever it is that you're dipping into that money for, it's the right thing, or it has... what's the word? You know, it's going to deliver what it promises to. This is a time for you to keep an eye on the finances. It's a time for you to... We might be seeing something on the wider world stage happening with the banks at this time as well. So that's an idea to look out for. May, I would say, is not a month for a major purchase. The reason I say this is because whatever it is that you put your name to in May, especially if it's contractual, the chances are you will either be in it for longer than you hoped, or the other way that this could play out as well, is that you... It's like one of those things, like, you know, you purchase something and they say that the interest rate is variable. It could end up going sky high. So if you're purchasing something big in the month of May, you want to make sure that your interest rate for that borrowing is fixed. If they can't guarantee you that it's going to be fixed, don't accept. For you, and now I'm not a financial advisor, obviously I can't give you that kind of advice, but you want to be aware of that. For June, you have the Strength card, right? So it's a bit of an interesting start to the year, not going to lie. It looks like, you know, there are a few challenges here, but June, look at this, you've got the Strength card. This is where you are digging in. It's kind of like, I feel the sense of you saying, you know what, I know what I'm worth, I know what I'm going to do, I know how I'm going to step forward. And this could also see you in some respect really putting yourself out there. This could see you fighting a battle or rising up to meet a challenge head on. It's kind of like you're not backing down from this at all, which is great. That's that Aries that we love and know, right? On top of that, you have the Five of Cups. So here's the thing, because this falls right underneath February, February and March could see some sort of challenge to what it is that you're trying to do. And in June, this could be you trying to recoup some of the losses that you might have suffered over the last 6 months. Now, what I like about this as well is because you've got this right next to the Devil card and the Four of Pentacles, it suggests to me that whatever money you might have to part with in May, come June, you're already saying to yourself, right, well, that was unfair and I'm getting it all back. It's kind of like you're raising a question this month in order to say, right, okay, well, I know I've stayed sort of within the law. I've done everything right. I've done everything the right way. I feel like there's some sort of unfair treatment here, and this is you going against that. On top of that, the Five of Cups, remember, is about loss, right? And this is on the Strength card. In a lot of ways, June is a time where you could be losing weight rapidly. Like, you might find that your physical frame is just shrinking, you know, and to the outside world, you know, maybe they're going to be like, oh, you know, is there something wrong? Is there something underlying? I don't think it's that. I just think you're going to be so busy, especially from, I'd say probably from March onwards, you're just going to be like absolutely, you know, chocker. And I think by the time you get to June, you might just say to yourself like, wow, okay, you know what? I've dropped like 2-3 stone. I didn't even realize it. So just something for you to be aware of. For July, you have the Hanged Man. So July looks like a time where you are taking it easy. This looks, if I'm honest so far, this looks like the month that you're likely to travel. If you are traveling in 2021, July is probably where you're going to be doing it. And you've got that coupled with the Two of Wands. Yeah, look at that. That's adventure. It's enjoyment. It's going somewhere that feels like a sanctuary, or somewhere that, you know, just allows rest, recuperation. This is really interesting as well because it falls on top of the Hanged Man there. It also suggests when it comes to work or business, this is a time where you are either seeking fairness and equality, or you're kind of really examining to say, right, where is it that I have, you know, where is it that I've given too much? When it comes to money, materials, finances, this could be a month where you are, again, it's just an easier time, to be honest with you. And I kind of feel like this is where things are starting to settle down. So June, you know, you'll start to feel it kind of easing off, but it won't be really until you get to June where you're like, okay, now I can almost like put my feet on the ground and start to relax a bit. August, you have the Sun card, baby. Love it. All right. So August could be another month of travel for you. But I can say this as well, August is a much easier month for you. This is where you are not only gaining some of those blessings, but also it's a time where you're able to just kind of kick back. So July and August, that's that pivotal time, because this is where the rest of the year kicks in and it starts to ease up for you. Coupled with the 10 of Wands. Look at that, the original card of release of burdens, right? So August could see a move for a lot of you if you are moving, if you are changing home. So if you're on that specific journey, it's very likely going to be around March that whole thing starts. But for some reason, it's almost like it doesn't quite come off. April, you're looking at contracts. May would be a time where you're having to part with money, or maybe you realize that the money that you have isn't going to stretch as far as you'd like. And then you're going to see like some sort of travel or movement in July, but your actual move, like where you could literally be moving home, won't be until around the time of August. But either which way, August is a fantastic month for you. I think that's going to be the month where you can literally say to yourself, right, it's been a moment, it's been a minute, it's been all of that, which is great. August is a moment where you can not only travel and chill and take stock, it's a time where you'll be having a lot more fun. It'll also be a time as well, August is the month, if there's something that you want or that you need, August is that month where you can be cheeky and you can kind of say, right, you know what, if you're going to give me this or you're going to sell me this, I want this and this on top. August is the month where you can be that, you know, have that cheeky sort of gift of the gab energy. That's where it's going to work for you. I think any other time, you probably won't have that energy backing you up. September, you have the Moon card. So reflecting, this is, I mean, it's interesting as well that when you come into the last third of the year, you've got the Moon card straight away. So this is going to see you really, you know, looking over the last 12 months. Well, not even 12 months, the last 8 months. And it will see you kind of saying, right, okay, that's where we've been. This is what everything has shaped up to up until now. So where is it that I can take this from here? Where is it that I can... where is it that I can move to here? You know, like, where is it that I can really start to get a handle on what the bloody hell has happened over the last however long? And that's coupled with the Seven of Swords. Right, so not a great pairing, I have to say. The Moon card with the Seven of Swords, that could be true deceit, like where somebody really is lying to you. September is a month where my advice would be to demand the truth from everybody that you have dealings with, whether this is personal, professional, platonic, familial, like across the board. This is a month for you to demand truth, and even if you demand it, the chances are you may not be getting it. You might not be getting the full picture or the full story. So you really want to be cautious here. September is a month to be careful. September is also a month, if you have any vices, drinking, smoking, if you have any kind of addictive tendency, September is a month to avoid anything of that nature. This is not a month to decide, oh, you know what, I'm going to try A, B, and C. Just don't do it. September's not the month for it. It could also see some sort of deception with or around women. So again, something for you to be aware of. And then finally, this could be, September could be a very heavy month mentally as well. And so if you're seeking that kind of escape, it's going to be really, like, this could be a month of real temptation on a personal level. So you want to be aware of that. For October, you have the High Priestess. You know, right? There are three things that long cannot stay hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. And look at that, right? Whatever is hidden here in September, right? Whatever is lies, deceit, all the rest of it, you got the High Priestess in October. So whatever somebody tries to keep from you in September, you'll learn about it here in October. Look at that, right? I mean... yes, this is your intuition. Yes, it's powerful things. You've got the High Priestess next to the Moon card, which is, you know, your dreams, your intuition. It's the deeper aspects of self. But you've got the High Priestess which is also next to the Seven of Swords. That's a secret revealed, or something that somebody didn't want revealed, but unfortunately it comes out anyway. And it will very likely have something to do with money, finances. Because you've got the Six of Pentacles, right? So where somebody has maybe hidden something from you financially, you could be finding this out in October. Where somebody has, I don't know, maybe done something in your name, you could find this out in October. This could be a powerful month for realizations of, you know, just where the money is going. If you share finances with someone, whether that's, you know, a partner, whether it's business, whether it's a friend, whatever money or finances or financial transactions have been hidden, October is going to be a month where all of that is revealed. And I actually feel like this is going to be on a world stage level as well. I think we're going to be seeing something happen where, you know, because, you know, like audits and all the rest of it, I get the sense that it's going to be something like that. So, you know, my advice to you would be as well, if there's anything that you've done that is not above board or whatever, October's going to see that come out. So my advice, right at the beginning of the year, get right, okay? For November, you have the Chariot card. All right, so you want to roll here, okay? This last part of the year, you on that fire train, right? So you've got the Chariot card. Victory, success, this is where you come out triumphant. Whatever it is that happens here, and I mean, whatever takes place in September, it could have an echo or may have something to do with what happens in May. That's definitely a possibility as well. I didn't even consider it like that, but yeah. Yeah, the Chariot card. So just, again, you know, something to really be aware of here in that moment. And then you've got the Ten of Pentacles, right? So look at this. This is where money, finances, all of these things start to come good for you personally. This is where something comes full circle. If you have been tied up in paperwork to do with a dwelling or a home or a vehicle of some sort, or there's been any issues around the purchase of one of those, or maybe at some point you purchased something and, you know, somebody sells it to you and it was, you know, it was dodgy or it was dud and they knew it, but they, you know, you couldn't at the time prove it, and then all of a sudden something comes to light and it rolls forward. Either which way, November is going to be a great month for you when it comes to your finances. November could also see you traveling as well, but it's very likely to be something to do with the family. If you're traveling in November, it's likely that you're going to see somebody that you know that you're related to. It will be, you know, for sort of leisure reasons, but even still, there'll be something else behind it as well. And then finally, for December, you end on the Judgment card. Look at that. Powerful stuff, right? This is, I'm going to say it, right? 2020 is not going to be an easy year for you. It's not going to have sunshine and rainbows, but there is going to be a lot of growth here. There's going to be a lot of things coming right and things coming full circle. December is going to see you making a very big decision and a very finite or definitive step. Something that has to do with the Hermit card, right? And that's really powerful as well, because this will see, yeah, I'm sorry to say, I think next year, it may very well be that you are saying goodbye to somebody, you know, and this is likely to be somebody that's in the winter of their lives. Remember, the Judgment card is ancestors. The Hermit card tends to be older people, you know, parents, grandparents, wise teachers, etc. December could be a month where you are saying goodbye to somebody, I'm sorry to say. It could also be a month where, because you've got the Hermit card there, this could be where you're phasing one part of your business out in order to do something else or to move ahead with something else. I will say it, it's not so much that I don't think this is a good year for business, but if you're not adaptable, if you can't be dynamic and you don't know how to change or pivot at the drop of a hat, maybe this month is not the month to take on anything big. Maybe this year is not the year to take on anything big. And then finally, for your key to the year, your overarching energy or theme, or rather your way through, you have the Eight of Swords. Interference, this card is called, right? So look at that. And as you know, if you've been with me long enough, the Eight of Swords is not an easy card. It is a challenge card, and this kind of suggests this year there are going to be things that you come up against that you can't do anything about. There are going to be things that you just have to accept. Now, the saving grace of this year, as I think has been revealed in your cards, is every time a challenge comes up, there's something that comes right after it that kind of backs you up or validates you or your thoughts or your feelings, or kind of, it's almost like the universe defends you in some respect. So with that said, this is the year where you're going to need to accept things as they are. And the moment you do that, the universe is going to pull it out, or, you know, like this is a prime example. September and October is a prime example. Something is hidden from you. Somebody lies to you about something. Something is kept from you. Boom, October comes, the whole thing is revealed and it swings in your favor. Now, the fact that you have that, it kind of suggests that this year, Eight of Swords, you're going to need to just kind of say, right, okay, I'm not in control here. I'm not in charge here. I'll give it up. I'll allow this to be whatever it's going to be. And when you do that, when you get out of your own way like that, that's when the universe is going to bless you. It's going to back you up. The Eight of Swords can be about constriction and confinement. This is going to be a year that will challenge you to change. It will challenge you to change your outlook, your mindset. It's going to ask you to do things very, very differently. Pioneering, not really something you're afraid of. You're an Aries. You're the leader, the fiery one of the zodiac that just forges ahead regardless. What it's going to teach you is when to wait and when to go, when to accept and when to allow. And then finally, you can just kind of sit back and say, right, okay, I can't deal with this, but I know that when the moment comes, I will be released or I will be vindicated. That's the energy that you want to have this year, or the mindset that you want to have. Big challenge months for you. February is likely to be one. June definitely looks like a challenge month for sure. September looks like a real challenge month, and probably December as well. The blessing months, the months of blessings, are January, straight out of the gate. I have to say as well, I kind of really like April, even though it's going to be very shocking or kind of have you going like, okay, what do I do with this? I think it's going to be quite liberating. Another good month for you, July, August. August is a power month. November is a power month. You have two power months this year that are going to really make everything else worth it. You've got a few challenges, but overall, it's not the worst year that I've seen. Trust me for that. So how you deal with it, what you do with it, is obviously completely up to you. I truly hope that this helps you in some way, shape or form. Check in month by month, or some people do it every 6 months. They'll come back and check in and then leave a whole bunch of comments. Whichever way, I truly hope that this serves you and helps you for the year ahead. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a great year. Take care, and I'll see you soon.